Level Up Protocol, Trilla D here. Today's episode is on putting in effort. How if you want things, you have to put in effort. Now, I know off the bat, a lot of people are going to say, that's obvious. Like, good job, Captain Obvious. You know what I mean? But actually, it's not as obvious as it seems in all different forms of it, if you will. The most basic analogy I'll tell you guys is if you're growing a plant. If any of you have tried to grow a plant or do any type of gardening, you know you're going to get back from that plant what you put in. You're not actually giving it life, but you're giving it access. You're putting in the effort. You're giving it access to water, to sunlight. If you put in a lot of solid effort, the fruit that you're going to get back from it is going to be something that's enjoyable to eat and produce something back for you. It's in a direct correlation with what you put into what you get out. So in life, it's no different. And I have a lot of people that I've listened to talk about their problems or whatever, or things they want in life, and they're willing to complain and think about what they don't have or what they want, but they're not willing to put any effort into this. So one aspect of this that I'll kind of focus on for now is relationships. The number one rule I will say when it comes to people and relationships is put in effort only if you're getting it back. And if you're not getting that effort back, it's time to sever that tie and let that go. Just let it out the way. So example number one that I'll give. I have gone through this myself, and I'm pretty sure all other guys have gone through this themselves too. So you have a female you're talking to or whatever, and you're putting in effort. You're trying to try to meet up, trying to go on a date. You're trying to talk to them and communicate with them and get to know them, and they're not returning that effort. So naturally, obviously, you stop putting your effort and your attention into that person and you put it somewhere else. And that person returns the effort back, and that relationship starts to grow and build. And say you make a post or you make a statement about you and that relationship, and now the other person wants to come back and be jealous and be spiteful and be hateful. Now, I've witnessed this so many times in my life, and it's very funny to me, and I actually will tell the females, like, listen, I put an effort towards you. You didn't return any effort, so I put my effort somewhere else. They returned it, and now you're salty about that. Like, that's not how life works. I have the utmost respect for women, but I will say this. A lot of my female friends that are single and not wanting to be single, they're wanting to be in a relationship, they're not willing to put in any effort towards a man. But they're somehow expecting this magical, perfect partner to appear into their lives. They don't want to go on dating apps. They don't want to match and actually talk to people and go on actual dates because they're like, oh, I hate going on dates. It makes me nervous. It gives me anxiety, or it makes me uncomfortable and this and that. And they don't want to go out and mingle with people. And they're like, oh, I don't like when guys approach me or when guys slide in my DMs. I don't want to be talking to people. So where are you supposed to meet someone? You know what I mean? How are you supposed to meet that significant other if you're not willing to put yourself out there? Mind you, I understand where they're coming from, but I have had plenty of bad dates. But I'm not going to give up. For example, I had one date where I went to meet the girl. It was like a combination of bad events. So I get to the place on time and she messages me saying, I'm going to be a bit late. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not really a fan of this because people prioritize what's important. You know what I mean? They don't go late to their jobs. So showing up late to a date anyway. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes passed now. And I'm like thinking, this is kind of crazy. What made it even worse is the waitress was cute as ever and was totally hitting on me. She comes up to me. She's like, so you're just at a restaurant on a Friday night by yourself? Like, what's going on here? I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for a date. Anyways, 35 minutes later, the date showed up. I don't even know what made me wait for the 35 minutes. I should have just got the waitress's phone number and maybe get some food to go and be on my way. But anyways, I waited. So the date came. Very dry date. She kept yawning. I could tell she wasn't interested and she was tired. She ordered like 3 drinks, whole bunch of food. I was like, whatever. End of the date came, I don't ever make a move personally, but she gave me a handshake. And when she gave me a handshake, I was like, all right, this is a complete wrap. Never heard from her again after that. Now, that was a terrible date. If I wanted to, I can stop going on dates because of that experience. I could have said, oh, what if this happens to me again? It was a waste of my time. It was a waste of my money. It was a missed opportunity because I just could have talked to the cute waitress, but I was being loyal to this girl I've never even met before. But I didn't let it hold me down. I still put an effort towards going on other dates and eventually met people that I liked and got along with and had some type of relationship going on there. But this is what I'm trying to tell you people is you have to put in effort to get effort back and get what you want in life. Nothing is going to be given to you and nothing is free in life. No one owes you anything. I hate to break it to you, women and men, you're not that special. No one is going to come out of midair and just want to be in a relationship with you. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on being social and mingle with people to actually meet someone and meet the right person for you. Now, the second example of putting in effort is having to do with religion. A lot of people always just say, oh, God got me. You know, I put my faith in God and God will save me. I'm not atheist. I believe in God, but I also believe God gave us the abilities to do things for ourselves and not just blindly rely on him to do things for us. An example of this, if you guys have ever heard this story of the guy on top of the roof of the burning house, the firefighters show up and they put a ladder there. They're like, get on the ladder, you know? And he's like, no, God will save me. And they're like, okay, whatever. So someone else comes in a helicopter. They're like, hey man, you know, it's burning. Get on the helicopter. And he's like, no, God will save me. Then the house ends up burning. He dies. He goes to heaven and talks to God, and he says, God, you know, why didn't you save me? I kept believing that you would save me. I had faith. I believed in you. I was waiting for you to save me. God says, I sent you a ladder. I sent you a helicopter. I literally did all I could, and you didn't take no action yourself. And that's a beautiful analogy, because I see people say this all the time. There's people I used to be in business with, and they would always say, oh, you know, God got me. God has a plan. Like, bruh, God gave you your brain and these right here, so it's up to you to make shit happen for yourself. God isn't going to come down from the sky and take money and put it in your pocket, or take food and put it on your table. He gave you the ability to do these things, so it's up to you to make things happen yourself. So for people always saying, oh, God will provide me a new job, or God will provide me a partner, no, he's not going to. You have to make that happen yourself. God created that person for you and gave you your abilities that you need to work on so you can make this happen for yourself. Opportunity comes to those who seek it. That's the name of the game here, is that nothing is going to be given to you. No one is going to open doors for you or put things on your lap. You yourself have to make things happen. You have to go through all the painful steps that it takes to get to the point where things start happening for you. Whether it's starting a business and you go through the growing pains, or trying to get in a relationship and you go on terrible dates and meet terrible people just to find the right one, or going through a whole bunch of jobs and quitting jobs to find new ones until you find the one that actually makes you money. The bottom line is, you have to make it happen for yourself. One more example I'll say of putting in effort is already being in relationships. I see this a lot of times, like couples will have things that they know each other like. The man will have something he knows he likes when his girl does, but he doesn't do these things. And it's like, yeah, it may not make you comfortable to do these things, but that's what being in a relationship is about. It's about compromising and making the other person happy. Because if you're not going to compromise and make that person happy, there's probably someone else out there who will, and eventually they'll stray and find that person. And women too, if there's things. So me, for example, there was a girl that I was kind of dating. I would tell her, you know, I really like when you send me sexy pictures or send me, you know, a little bit dirty talk text. I really like it. It helps me look forward to the next time I'm going to see you. It gets me excited. It removes other distractions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to be on Instagram seeing bikini pics pop up and start browsing those, because you can be sending me these things and that lust will build there. And she just refused to do it. She refused to do it. She would not do it. She was like, oh, you know, I don't feel comfortable sending out sexy pictures because I don't know what you're going to do with them. And I told her, well, if you don't trust me sending pictures and sending texts like this, then why are you even with me? Why are we having sexual relationships if you don't trust me on that level? Like, that's kind of weird, no? The relationship eventually dwindled out, and I just stopped talking to her anymore, because I'm like, there's no interest being built here. And I'm telling you something that I like and a step you can take to keep the interest here and help this grow and build, and you're not doing it. Because she would tell me things that she likes. Oh, you know, I like when a guy cooks for me, or when he does this and takes me out to nice places. And I have my own place. I know how to cook. So I'm not the biggest fan of going out to restaurants and spending a ton of money for something I could cook for a fraction of the cost myself. But I would do these things because I knew she liked it, and I was helping that relationship. I was putting in effort, and the effort wasn't being matched back. So I had to hit the road. So that's it for this one, which may seem obvious for you guys, but I just want to put it out there and let you guys know that if you want something in life, you have to put in the effort for it. You have to go through the rain to get to the sunshine. There's no way around that in life. There's no shortcut. Just like my vlogs on quitting weed. If you want to quit weed, you have to go through that withdrawal process where it's going to feel terrible. Another saying that kind of fits in here is anything worth having is worth working for. And things that you go through, it's part of the process. If it was easy to be rich, if it was easy to find love, if it was easy to be in shape and be successful, everybody would do it. But the fact of the matter is very few people actually do it. So that's something to think about. This is Level Up Protocol. I'm Chilla D. Thank you to all my new subscribers. My next vlog, I will be going through some comments on my quitting weed vlog, some of the best comments and worst comments, because people say some real out-of-pocket stuff and it's funny to me, and people say some real amazing things, and it's amazing to me. So I'm going to go through those, see what's up. As you know, all these vlogs are brought to you by Level Up Supplements. You can check them out on my website, levelupprotocol.com. The link is also in the description. If you guys are looking for supplements to help improve your workout, I have something for everyone, and I have a lot more coming. That's it for this one, Level Up Protocol. I'm Trilla D, and be your best self.